Hey Aries, stop scrolling. This message is for you. As we count down the final days of May, the energy around you is shifting fast. If you're not careful, you could walk straight into a spiritual trap that sets you back months, or worse, years. But here's the good news. It's all avoidable. This isn't fear-mongering. This is astrology meeting awareness. The last few days of May carry intense cosmic vibrations. For Aries, a fire sign ruled by Mars, these vibrations can ignite big moves or big mistakes. You're ambitious, headstrong, and always on the go. But sometimes that fire burns too hot and it blinds you to the silent dangers ahead. In this video, we're diving deep into 3 dangerous mistakes Aries must avoid before May ends. Each one has the power to block your blessings, sabotage your growth, or delay your success. But if you watch until the end, you'll get the clarity to sidestep them and even turn this tricky period into a powerful turning point. So grab your focus, Aries. What you do in the next few days could shape the rest of your year. Let's begin with the first big mistake. Mistake number 1, reacting before thinking, Aries. Let's get real. You are not here to play small. You were born under a fire sign ruled by Mars, the planet of action, courage, and drive. You are the trailblazer of the zodiac, the one who moves when others hesitate. But that same fiery brilliance, it can backfire when emotions take the wheel. As we move through the last few intense days of May, the energy in the air is unpredictable. The shadow of Mercury retrograde is still hanging around like a stubborn cloud, and emotional undercurrents from the recent full moon are still stirring. Translation: this isn't the best time to charge ahead without thinking. Your natural reaction might be to do something, say something, prove a point, especially if something feels off or unfair. Maybe someone sends you a passive-aggressive message. Maybe a coworker tries to take credit for your idea. Maybe your partner just isn't getting it. Your inner voice screams, "Oh, I've got something to say." And boom, you're in fight mode. But here's the hidden danger. Reacting in the moment could cost you more than you realize. At work, reputation on the line. You're working hard, showing up, and making bold moves. But let's say a coworker tests your patience. You fire off a quick reply in a meeting or hit send on an emotionally charged email. It felt good in the moment, sure. But what if that person had influence behind the scenes? What if a decision maker was watching your behavior, not the situation? You might think you're standing your ground, but you could unintentionally burn a bridge with someone who was quietly advocating for you. Opportunities can vanish just as fast as they appear. In relationships, words you can't take back. Aries, your words carry weight more than you sometimes know. Your loved ones admire your strength, but in a heated moment, that strength can feel like a storm. Maybe your partner says something that triggers an old wound, or a friend cancels plans for the 3rd time in a row. You speak your truth, but maybe it comes out a little too raw, too sharp, too final. Remember, wounds from words don't always show, but they cut deep. Instead of healing the connection, you may push someone away. Not because you don't care, but because you reacted instead of reflecting. In finances, risky moves with long-term consequences. You feel like you're behind. You want to make something happen fast. An investment pops up, a limited time offer flashes by, or a friend says, "Let's just do it." Your gut says wait, but your fire says go. This is exactly the type of moment where impulsive financial decisions can spiral. Buying something out of frustration, committing to a risky deal just to prove you can, overextending yourself out of ego, not logic. You could end up with regret instead of results. So what's the solution? It's not about suppressing your fire. It's about channeling it with purpose. Before May ends, give yourself permission to pause. This doesn't mean you're weak or indecisive. It means you're wise enough to master your energy, not be ruled by it. Here are 3 simple but powerful strategies to avoid this mistake. 1. The 24-hour rule. If something triggers you, whether it's a text, email, or conversation, wait 24 hours before responding. Let the fire cool. Often, the urgency fades and clarity kicks in. You'll likely say something more effective and less destructive. 2. Ask yourself the real questions. When that heat starts to rise, ask, is this worth the energy? What would my future self do here? Will this matter in a week, a month, a year? This simple mental reset pulls you out of fight mode and into long-term thinking. 3. Journal before you react. Sounds old school, but writing things down helps you filter emotion from truth. Before you confront someone or take action, open your notes app or grab a notebook. Write out exactly what you want to say. Then read it back. Does it sound like the empowered version of you or the wounded version? Once you release the heat onto the page, the path ahead becomes clearer. Your evolution begins with emotional mastery. Aries, mastering this one habit, thinking before reacting, is a game changer for your destiny. You're not just avoiding conflict, you're building real power. Why? Because controlled fire builds empires. Uncontrolled fire, it just burns everything down. The truth is, your higher self is watching closely. The universe is testing your ability to pause, observe, and then lead, not just charge. If you pass this test, new doors will open. People will respect your presence more deeply, and you'll start attracting opportunities that match the elevated version of you. This isn't about being passive, it's about being strategic. And in the final days of May, that strategy could be your superpower. So next time you feel that fire rising, don't fight it. Focus it. You're not here to react. You're here to rule. Mistake number 2, ignoring your intuition. Aries, you've always had a sixth sense for direction. You're the zodiac's fearless leader, the one who moves first, asks questions later, and somehow always lands on your feet. But lately, the world's been noisier, the pressure heavier, and that gut instinct of yours, the one you used to trust without hesitation, feels clouded, like it's been put on mute. And that's dangerous. Because as we approach the intense energetic climax from May 29th to May 31st, your intuition isn't just a nice tool, it's your lifeline. It's your internal GPS guiding you through spiritual fog, emotional confusion, and external pressure. Ignoring it now could pull you far off course from your divine path. What does ignoring your intuition look like? Let's be clear. This isn't just about the big dramatic choices like whether to quit your job or leave a relationship. It's about the micro moments, the little nudges your spirit gives you each day that either build or break your alignment. It's that weird gut feeling when someone pitches you a business deal that sounds amazing on paper, but something inside screams, "This doesn't feel right." You walk into a room and feel a sudden shift in energy, but tell yourself you're overthinking. You're exhausted and your body's begging for rest, but you push through out of guilt or fear of missing out. Every time you override these messages, you disconnect from your higher self. You start navigating life with logic alone. And Aries, logic has never been your main fuel. It's your instinct, your fire, your knowing. Why this matters more than ever right now. Between May 29th and May 31st, we're experiencing a major energetic bottleneck. Cosmic forces are colliding, retrogrades, moon phases, and karmic alignments. And the truth is, your mind might struggle to process it all. That's where your intuition comes in. It bypasses overthinking. It doesn't argue. It just knows. And right now is trying to warn you about people who don't have your best interest at heart, opportunities that aren't as golden as they appear, paths that look exciting but lead nowhere. If you miss these signals, you may find yourself stuck, spinning your wheels, wasting energy, and asking, why did I feel this wasn't right? The cost of ignoring your intuition. Let's break it down. Missed red flags, Someone comes into your life, a business partner, a date, even a mentor, and they talk the talk, but your energy tightens around them. You feel drained after your interactions. You ignore it because they seem perfect. Fast forward a few weeks or months, you realize you've been manipulated, misled, or stuck in a cycle that's not aligned. Your intuition tried to warn you, wasted time and energy. You feel a strong pull to cancel something, step away, or switch gears. But the fear of being seen as flaky or lazy stops you. You push forward, only to realize you were walking down a dead-end street. That wasted energy, that burnout, it could have been avoided with one moment of trust. Physical and emotional burnout. Aries, when you're out of alignment, your body speaks up. Headaches, restlessness, fatigue, emotional meltdowns. These aren't just bad days. They're signs that you're going against your own rhythm. And in these last days of May, going against yourself could cause a full-on collapse. Mental, emotional, spiritual. Your intuition wants to save you from that. How to strengthen your inner voice. It's not that your intuition has disappeared, you've just got too much noise around it. Let's clear that out with 3 powerful practices. 1. Begin your day in silence. Before you scroll, text, talk, or even think too hard, sit in silence for 5 minutes. Breathe. Listen. This quiet space allows your intuitive voice to rise above the mental clutter. Don't try to force messages, just let them come. Often what you feel in that silence is the truth. 2. Journal your feelings, not your thoughts. You don't need to write a novel, just jot down, how do I feel today? Don't analyze it, feel it. Emotions are intuitive messengers. They don't lie. If you feel off, tired, tense, or resistant, those aren't random, they're guiding signals. 3. Say no. More often. This one is hard for you, Aries. You hate disappointing people. You want to say yes to adventure, yes to people, yes to momentum. But right now, if it's not a hell yes, it's a no. If your gut says pause, pause. If your body says rest, rest. The more you honor the no, the more room you create for true yeses, the ones that align with your purpose and power. You already know, now trust that knowing. This final week of May is not a time to experiment. It's a time to come home, to yourself, to your inner compass, to your soul's truth. That whisper in your chest, that tingle in your gut, that sudden sense of peace or discomfort. That is your guidance system. You're not lost, you're just distracted. Get quiet, get real, and get back in tune. Because when Aries aligns with their intuition, nothing and no one can stop you. Mistake number 3. Clinging to the old you, Aries, you're standing at the edge of a personal breakthrough. The cosmic energies swirling at the end of May are not just about external shifts, they're calling for a deep inner evolution. But here's the catch. You might be holding onto a version of yourself that no longer serves your highest potential. And it's not your fault. You're wired for action, for movement, for leadership. But even the strongest warriors sometimes forget that growth requires shedding skin. Right now, the universe is offering you a powerful portal to evolve. But if you keep clinging to the old you, your past patterns, your outdated mindset, your expired relationships, you'll miss the miracle waiting on the other side. The danger of staying comfortably stuck. Think about it. Maybe you've already outgrown your current reality. You've outgrown the job that once excited you, but now just feels like a paycheck. You've outgrown the friendships where the conversations drain you instead of feed you. You've outgrown the version of you that used to say, maybe someday, when deep down you know the time is now. But because it's comfortable, you keep playing small. You keep walking through old doors, even though your future is begging you to break down new ones. This is where many Aries fall into the trap, mistaking familiarity for safety. But Aries, the truth is this: Comfort zones are the most dangerous places for you. Why? Because they kill your fire. They tame your instincts, and they keep you locked in cycles of delay, fear, and missed opportunities. What does clinging to the old you look like? You say yes to things that your soul clearly says no to. You dim your light to fit into spaces you've already outgrown. You replay the same storylines. I'm not ready. I don't have the time. What if I fail? Sound familiar? These habits might have once protected you, but now they're suffocating your evolution. You weren't born to stay the same. You were born to lead, to blaze trails, to transform. Every second you spend clinging to the old you is a second stolen from the life you were destined to create. The energy of late May, a cosmic push toward reinvention. From May 29th to May 31st, the universe is giving you a final, powerful nudge. This is a moment to release outdated beliefs that limit your success. Say goodbye to environments that no longer inspire growth. Choose the version of yourself that aligns with your next chapter, not your last one. If you ignore this call, life may begin to feel heavier, more frustrating, or even chaotic, because your soul knows it's time to move, even if your mind resists it. How to let go of the old you and step into your power, ready to make the leap. Here are 3 powerful steps to help you shed the outdated version of yourself and make room for the Aries you're becoming. 1. Write it down and clear it out. Get honest. Sit down and write a list of everything that feels heavy, forced, or draining. These are the things, people, and patterns that are no longer in alignment with your growth. Ask yourself, what am I holding on to that feels safe but keeps me small? What would I release if I wasn't afraid of what comes next? Awareness is the first act of courage. 2. Declare who you're becoming. Speak it out loud. Literally, say things like, I am stepping into my highest timeline. I am bold, aligned, and free to follow my soul's calling. I choose growth over comfort, power over fear. When you speak your future identity into existence, your energy begins to shift. You align with new outcomes. You become magnetic to new opportunities. 3. Take one brave action. Today, big or small, it doesn't matter. What matters is that it's aligned with your future self. Maybe you finally apply for that dream job. Maybe you set a boundary with someone who's been draining your energy. Maybe you post that idea online, start that side hustle, or enroll in that course. Whatever it is, take the step. Not tomorrow, not when you're ready. Today, because when you move in alignment, the universe moves with you. Let go of what's expired. The future needs a new you. Aries, you are powerful. You are magnetic. And you are being called to a new level of yourself. But to rise higher, you must be willing to leave behind what no longer fits. You've already lived as the old you. You've learned the lessons, fought the battles, carried the weight. Now it's time to step into the version of yourself that's been waiting in the wings. The one who leads from alignment, lives with purpose, and no longer fears the unknown. Because here's the truth. The old you was brave, but the new you is unstoppable. Don't let May end without stepping into your next chapter. So, Aries, here's the truth laid bare. The final days of May are not just another week, they're a spiritual checkpoint. And how you move through this time will set the tone for your entire summer. Let's recap the 3 dangerous mistakes you must avoid. Reacting before thinking, because impulse is not intuition. Ignoring your inner voice, because it's your built-in GPS to success. Clinging to the old you, because growth requires release. Each of these mistakes is a hidden test. And guess what? The universe wants you to pass. It's cheering you on. But only you can make the choice to pause, trust, and evolve. If you can master this moment, you unlock more than just clarity. You unlock alignment, abundance, and acceleration. That's what's waiting on the other side of May. Now's your time to rise, Aries. Step forward with courage. These next few days are your portal to a brand new reality. And if this message hit home for you, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with another Aries who needs the reminder. Your next level is calling. Will you answer?